What's happening, guys? Andy here from 4K Downtime, here to give you our first Let's Play video, and today we've decided to settle on a game called Ni no Kuni 2. Now, in case you don't actually know what that game is yet, it's a sequel to Ni no Kuni that came out, I believe it's
2015, I think.
2015, yeah. So like,
no, it's even more. It's when it came out like The Last of Us.
right, alright. So about like 3 or 4 years ago. Exactly. So like this is a game that both me and Tom here has been very anticipated a bit. Like so now that the game's finally out, we decided to do a little short Let's Play session of it, give you our thoughts on what the game's actually like, and obviously you're going to be seeing some gameplay of how we played it first. I'll say a couple of hours. If you do want to see more of it, like you can comment below and let us know. But right now we're just going to jump right into the very first, literally hour or so of our gameplay time, just to show you guys a little bit of the mechanics, how it looks like and everything, and our thoughts on the overall process. So we're going to be playing it right now, so here we go.
So guys, it's the new adventure. I mean, the first one was great, it was an incredible game. I don't know if you played this full immersion.
I've actually tried it. I never was able to actually finish it, which I do kind of really hate myself for it, because the little bits that I played of it I thought was really good. It was level 5's collaboration with Studio Ghibli, and it literally looks really good. I'm a big fan of Studio Ghibli as well. I think Hayao Miyazaki is one of the best, literally one of the best animators in the whole of Japan. His creation is just really unmatched, and I don't really think that's that many studios in Japan that have created something as memorable as some of his works.
Yeah.
So of course Spirited Away, and this one wasn't made by him. Grave of the Fireflies. Not sure if you seen that. Oh my god, really emotional.
It's really hard to watch it.
Exactly. I mean, when you watch it, guys, if you have never watched it yet, just
you should.
You really should. At least once in your life, yeah. And bring a box of tissues with you. That's all I'll say. Because it's really hard.
How you can see, this was pretty different from the first one. The first one is about a little child named Oliver. He's basically he loses his mom, and all the stories about him to go in another world and try to save the soul of her mom, to restore everything in the normal universe. This one apparently looks really different from the first one.
But it was supposed to be
president.
It's supposed to
not Donald Trump.
It's supposed to consider. It's supposed to be a sequel, right? It actually follows up to the
It's supposed to be a sequel, but apparently it doesn't match. I mean, the world is still the same. What I read about, exactly the fall of the House of Children. All this is based on the first game. So, I mean, the universe is still completely the same. But apparently, can be 1,000 years after. I don't know. They're gonna explain to us.
One thing I will say from the start, the game looks gorgeous. The animations of it. It's really good. You could totally see Studio Ghibli's influence in its art style, especially in the art style. In the characters, you could it looks like something that popped out of their studio.
Kind of looks like the old castle in this moment, actually.
Exactly.
Even the main character.
Exactly, and for some reason in this version right now, he's younger. Unless because if you look back before, he was actually much older. So he's a younger body.
Yeah, exactly.
What happened?
I'm Evan Betty Biscuit Tildrum, King of Ding
And
Dong.
it's funny because before I actually knew his name was Evan, I actually thought he was a girl. Because when I was looking at it, I was thinking to myself it looks literally like a girl. But then when I say the name's Evan, I'm like, alright, so it's supposed to be a dude.
Yeah, the game, I mean, the big difference between this one and the first one is actually the game starts completely in a different way. I mean, you don't even know what is going on in the real world in America. apparently an atomic bomb or whatever was destroying the US, and he got a smartphone. I don't know why.
Oh yeah. And as far as I see,
he's straight away inside the world without explaining what was going on before. Probably we're gonna know much more during the gameplay.
As the story unfolds as well, like, because as far as I know in the trailers, you see him have a gun as well. Like, you actually see him fight with a with a gun, which I'm pretty sure in this universe, like, you know, guns and cell phones doesn't exist. Right?
I don't know. I actually remember in the first one, it was like the city of the pigs. Like it's I don't remember the name now. It was like a city because you can see like now you are in the reign of the cats basically. Everyone looks at cats. There is one thing about dogs and pigs as well, and apparently the one of the pigs was like a really steampunk ambience with all like steam machine, you know, kind of like futuristic punk.
Also, one thing to note here, guys, is that the game, while they have voice actors, but it's not fully voiced. So in situations like this where
that kind of Dragon Quest.
Yeah, it's a bit like Dragon Quest, where only, I'll say, key scenes actually has like, you know, voice acting in them. But for the most part, especially during shorter segments like this, they only have like dialogue boxes. Which, I mean, for me, I would have really appreciated if it is fully voice acted. But I mean, at the end of the day, you've paid the voice actors, right? Like, so you thought, like, you know, maybe why not just get them to read more lines out of it? But I don't know necessarily what's the reason behind it. Maybe it's to save cost. Maybe, like, you know, obviously the more you need them to read all the lines, the more you have to actually have them remove. But I would have at least appreciated if some scenes like, because especially some scenes like those here, I would have really liked it to be voice acted, because sometimes it's a bit awkward when you see a cutscene that has voices and straight when they kind of fall into kind of like a mini cutscene, then all of a sudden the voices are gone. Can be a little distracting for me.
I mean, you should try that,
obviously,
because probably the first time for you. I've been playing for at least like 40 hours, guys, and I like fully immersed.
Yeah, like literally, he's already kind of pro at it.
Yeah,
I'm like, I'm just I haven't played yet.
I can tell he's full of good things. Unfortunately, if someone is looking for like a challenge inside the game,
they're not here to protect you. Get back.
The gameplay like difficulty is set on dummy.
Oh really?
It's really easy. The first 20 hours of the game is going to be really easy, guys. I hope they're gonna insert something different in some kind of DLC or kind of updates for make the game a little bit more difficult. Yeah, that's the only problem with that game.
Oh right. Okay. So difficulty. So it's basically very like
it is a really
streamlined,
really light. Yeah, I don't know why you cannot actually change. In the first one, I remember you got like 2 modality of gaming.
Okay.
You switch from difficult to easy. Apparently here doesn't let you choose.
Alright, so just one base difficulty.
Yeah, exactly.
To strike.
Yeah, I'm really like digging just the looks of the characters. Even the looks of the characters, like, you know, look really good, and the animation on obviously their facial features are also really good. It's like one thing I always like about Studio Ghibli, especially in a lot of their movies, is like they get away so much with just letting the animation, even if there's no voice acting. You look at the characters' faces.
Voice acting is actually really good, because I remember the first one, the little fairy of most of the characters had like a really strange and funny accent. Like most of them like was Scottish or from Wales. So remember the little fairy was actually from Wales. Was Welsh. It's just really funny. A lot of funny words, a lot of funny action. Yeah. The game is actually still in English, so it's really nice. Make the game a little bit more like original and classy, you know.
Hey,
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to, it's just like
It's
when
kind
it
of
comes to
posh,
voice acting.
English accent.
The funny thing is, even when Studio Ghibli hires English voice actors for the dubbing for their movies, even most of them, pretty much 90% of them that I've watched, the voice actors they do a very admirable job, at the movies, especially Brave the Fireflies. It's that in particular, I feel almost all the actors in that show really spot on, in terms of the characters that they're portraying. And this is why, when I said at the end of it, no spoilers obviously, but at the ending, trust me, it makes this very emotional scene. Yes, everybody cries in the If you haven't watched it, please guys, do check it out. It's
guys.
Or even just check out any of Studio Ghibli movies. Pretty much all of them is to me either great or pretty much a masterpiece. In terms of animations and storytelling. How Miyazaki is just really that good at the stuff that he creates. Just his imagination is just really just really good. It just kind of makes you wonder.
If you want to know more about him, you can actually watch
they're documentaries
about the Kingdom of Madness story like that. Yeah.
But I do feel sorry for the guy because I remember we actually had a discussion about this before, which we talked about him were planning to retire, but he came out of retirement because his son was trying to take over, obviously bring his own style and everything, and had done his own film as well. I can't remember what the film is called now yet, but apparently
the Tales of Hersey.
Yeah, and from what I've actually heard, it's it wasn't really considered bad, but in his eyes, in Miyazaki's eyes, it wasn't very good. So he decided to kind of just
go
to come back.
Big return. I mean, I'm glad. I'm so happy about this news. I'm sorry, Miyazaki, you just have to go for pension.
Yeah, I know.
You.
But then again, I
think you're supposed to be stealth in this.
I think I'm supposed to be in stealth, right?
Yeah, that's just because obviously it's meant to be like that. It's a kind of tutorial. But as you can see, all this world around this castle and everything is already exists in the first one. In the first game, you actually go to this city, you gotta explore already. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So sneak parts.
But the meaning of all the words is still the same. It's a man close to death. He's going to die, and automatically he's being absorbed in another universe for probably save his soul. Yes.
Oh crap! This is all
We're actually gonna cut that.
Alright, let's have another. You know what? In situations like this, if you have no chance of winning, I would have much rather if you just have that message that comes out and say you got spotted, and then just ask you, restart from the last checkpoint instead of asking you, do I want to fight? Because obviously in that kind of case, I can't fight.
Try to go really slow and actually check the soldier. For example, now you can Is the next one the difficult one? You can go. Go. You can still do it. Oh no, sorry.
No, I'm pretty sure. Because I think he spotted me last time.
Anyway guys, I can tell you it's a great game, it's a really nice game, don't worry. There are so many even if the style is really easy and the combat system is really simple, there are so many good things to do. It's there is a kind of actual modality, a kind of Age of Empires, where you can actually manage your kingdom
Yeah, that apparently was the new mode.
And you can actually go in world with a bunch of enemy, like 20, this 20, and you have your little army.
Yeah, I saw that
army. That's, guys, it's a really original. And all of this is made like...
So yeah, just managed to sneak by the guys, and like now we're actually just trying to escape this castle, because like as you can see earlier on, it's like apparently Evan was about to get assassinated. So yeah, literally lucky Mr. President here actually just saved his life before.
I don't know how other president can use a sword like this so fast, so quick, guys. It's good to know. We're gonna ask to give to level 5, right? Yeah, the combat system is...
It's good.
It's really different from the first one.
Yeah, because the first one was a turn-based RPG.
No, it wasn't like... No, it was a kind of Pokemon, actually. It was the same action, I mean, but instead of use the main character like this, you use like this kind of little demons, spirits, kind of Pokemon. Basically, the first one was meant to be like Pokemon, just, I mean, the evolution of your pet. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I myself haven't got the game yet, but I definitely consider getting it.
Of course.
Yeah,
really good.
Despite that, I didn't really play the first one. This is one of the first things I was trying to like do some research on. Is like, do you actually have to play the first game to actually appreciate this one? But then, like, a lot of people told me that, oh no, like it would have been nice if you did play the first game, but if you didn't, it's not like
it's basically like Zelda. It's like Zelda, all the universes connect. So if you play like Ocarina of Time, you're gonna know better like Breath of the Wild, because you already know the monster, the name of the beast. Basically, the universe is the same. So I mean, if you play the first one, you already know what you're going to do.
So it's still
the art design, the level design,
So it's still kind of like it's still its own story, but like but you jump into the spotlight. As a matter of fact, that's very similar to Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which came out last year. It's like obviously no spoiler here is yet because he's still playing it as well. But in Xenoblade Chronicles 1, in 2, if you actually beat the game, you actually don't need to have played the first one. But if you did play the first one, for some of you guys who's watching right now who might have already beaten it, you will notice that at the end they really tell you how they're connected, but not in a way that it's so convoluted that even if you've never played it, you'll be confused. But if you never played it, that last part will mean nothing to you. But if you did, you'll basically like know how the worlds are connected, how it links back to Xenoblade Chronicles 1. So I guess with this one is somewhat similar as well in that sense.
Exactly. Even if you know in Xenoblade 1 and 2, the universe, I mean, the universe looks really different. I mean, the first one obviously is on the land. The second one is...
Well, you're giants, technically, on tiny.
Giant, exactly. This one is meant to be like the same universe completely. It's the same name and the same city. And I think during the game you're gonna see like some kind of... you're gonna see something something that's gonna remember you the first one, basically. It's basically
right. So there's some connection somewhere.
Connection, exactly. Sorry,
And by the way, guys, I literally have just had the new character. There was another cutscene I played, and obviously we had a new chick join us. Love Pause at the moment. I guess like she's one of Evan's gods or something like that.
Yeah, she needs to be like the best friend of yeah. It's actually looks really strong.
Yeah, and also like I know we didn't talk about that cutscene, but when she made quite a bit of an entrance, protecting her and protecting him. I mean, I still can't help sometimes to say her because Evan still just kind of looks like a girl to me. So.
Yeah, definitely. You can see the ring is full of cats. It's meant to be like that.
Oh my!
Okay, right. So some items.
Yes. The classic
kind of like herbs,
like Resident Evil style. You know, I mean, I really, in this game, I really can see a lot of what is gonna be the new Dragon Quest.
Yeah,
but actually, it looks like even the weapon, the style of the weapons, it looks like so much to Dragon Quest.
Yeah. I mean, then again, yeah, like I always want the people to say, yeah, that look, if you want to copy something, copy from the best. Like, you know, copy exactly.
And you're speaking about two different softwares and two completely different designers. Like,
exactly. Yeah. So it's always good to
Miyazaki and.
I mean, like, yeah, you've got Miyazaki.
Toriyama.
Exactly, and Toriyama. I was about to like say because like both like Toriyama, like is always obviously most well known for Dragon Ball. Everybody knows like you know for
obviously,
Dragon Ball.
I really think that Ni no Kuni was birthed from an idea to create like a manga universe, a famous manga universe from like Ghibli. Like probably they really inspire a lot to Dragon because the ones like why they creating a beautiful RPG with Toriyama.
Yeah.
We should do the same, and we're going to take another big master of the. I mean, another master.
Yeah. And here we have Roland, like now in a different getup. I guess him in his suit just makes him stand out a lot. Like,
exactly, that's what I was speaking about with you before. I mean, you got a different kind of clothes.
Exactly, yeah.
Probably it's the only thing you can change. The only way you
yeah,
can change.
because another thing that I've actually heard about this game is that apparently no matter what kind of like accessory, not accessory, like what kind of clothing you try to purchase from the shopkeepers and everything like that, it doesn't alter the way how you look. So like their basic design of what you see here now is going to be that basic design that they're going to be wearing throughout the entire game. Some people, like the only thing that does actually change, I believe, is just the weapons. Like if you get the weapons and everything, then they will actually look different. But in terms of their actual look of the actual character, they will look exactly the same. Like nothing really changes. Some people will probably be a bit bummed out by that because we talked about Xenoblade Chronicles earlier on here. And Xenoblade Chronicles, the first one, and even to a certain extent for X as well, yeah, it's like every piece of equipment that you buy from shopkeepers, you can actually see yourself looking different. Like if you, I don't know, bought one from like, you know, one of the tribes here, like, you know, you have to get armors, like the look of their armors. And I always thought that looked really cool. And same thing with X as well. You can buy whatever armor you buy, yeah, it looks completely different from a lot of other playthroughs. But in Xenoblade Chronicle 2, the only thing that actually does that you can do is just again with the weapons and maybe some of the accessories that you get as well. But in terms of actual looks of the character, they look the same regardless of what you actually equip on them, which is a bit of a bummer for me. I always like the idea of looking different. Alright, cool, so I need to go to
now.
Yeah, the map is obviously really basic map of an RPG.
Do I need to equip something?
Yeah, you just try to go on this setting and make it a skill go on. Yeah, it's gonna explain you. That's gonna be luck.
Alright, cool. So you just like, alright, so you got a better sword, and then
you can basically keep 3 weapons. His combat system is not difficult, but you just should follow the instruction because he's gonna explain you a lot of things.
Even these kind of like animations, I really like that. When they stand there, it's like, you know, they don't just stand there. You see, like, you know,
it's really nice, yeah.
Really.
Yeah, you got during a battle, you got 3 weapons on you. You can switch, and the more you fight, the more the weapon is gonna be charged of power. And it's really interesting, trust me. The more you go through the game, yeah, you should try, guys. I mean, trust me, it's a really good experience. It's really beautiful for the eyes. This game.
Yeah,
I can
like,
really
even though I haven't like bought it, yeah,
it's just tired of the same game every time. Just something like that, you know, it's an auto game. It's a AAA game anyway. It's really good. Honestly, I don't know the difference between the PS4 and the Steam edition, yeah, don't own the different. I'm gonna test the PC version as well, and I will let you know, guys. But on PS4 there are still some sometimes the frame rate go up and down really badly. I don't know. Okay, the game came out like a few days ago.
Maybe they will
bring some patch. Exactly. It's full of little
stuttering.
It's all about frame rate, yeah, basically. And a kind of like a near automata.
I think when it comes to just games like this here, especially because it's action-oriented, you do want it obviously to run the frame rate to be as stable as it possibly can. I mean, sometimes during certain sections, maybe you get too many characters on screen at the same time. Yeah, it probably will stutter every now and then. But yeah, guys, just similar to what Tom said, I'm really enjoying it myself so far, even though I've just playing it for about 20 minutes now. We're about 20 minutes in, I believe. And it's great. Like, the combat system is very fast, very fluid.
And there are a lot of things to do. But actually, the map is huge, and you have a lot to do. You have a lot of secret to discover. You know, it's not linear.
And one thing I do like about this as well is the combat itself is very. You go into it and it's not like a random battle, it literally plays as soon as you go in. So if you're not the biggest fan of let's say random encounters like the classic Final Fantasy games here, I believe you can just avoid, you could just literally avoid combat altogether if you're not too fond of random encounters, that kind of stuff. Because the other game that does a really great job in terms of getting rid of this was Bravely Default on the 3DS. You can actually increase the encounter rate to high if you want to really just farm, or if you want to just move along with literally no fighting, you could turn random encounter off completely. So there have been a lot of developers who's been tackling the JRPG in different fashions. Of course, like games like Ni no Kuni and Xenoblade Chronicles, it just puts you in that kind of spot where you can avoid battles if you really want to, and then Bravely Default literally kind of just gets rid of it if you don't want it. So at least the options down there. Now we're moving on to the next part of the story. Right now, what we're trying to do is Roland and the other guys is trying to escape the castle and everything, and they've been hunted down by the guards and everything. Yeah, so we're just kind of once again, like what I said earlier on, there are voice acting sections, but then there are sections like this that literally just you kind of have to read. It's a bit disorienting, but it's just the kind of storytelling, I guess, that they're going for with this one. It's just a few
voice of him, and he's actually really annoying. Especially somebody start to repeat the only words he actually say "excuse me." That's it. That's so annoying, guys. I wish this is gonna be had a chance to actually play on Japanese voice.
There's no Japanese voice pack.
Exactly not.
Oh right, okay, cool. So.
No. Sorry, forget. I apologize, guys. I think that it's just me. You just have to start again the game again for a change settings. That's it. Yeah, there is a Japanese voice.
Oh, but you can't.
You can switch.
The funny thing about Ni no Kuni 1 and even with the sequel now as I've seen it, it's sometimes you can't help but feel the enemies are a bit too cute, to be enemies.
Exactly,
too cute to
in the first one, this one, the second one does start to be a little bit more serious.
They look a bit more vicious, because in Ni no Kuni 1, when I looked at some of the enemies that you find, I'm just oh my god, they look a bit too adorable to be enemies.
It's true. The first one, I spent a good 60 hours on the first one, trust me, and I pretty much complete all of the things. It's a great game, guys. I'm sure if we can, we're gonna do a special on that as well.
Exactly.
One as well, for show you the difference probably.
Yeah, because the whole point was just to start doing off some of these Let's Plays here. It's because Ni no Kuni 2 obviously have just recently gotten released, and me personally, I don't think it has gotten as much exposure as I think this game actually does deserve, because it is really good. And I know there are other people out there that's probably holding out on this game. They don't want to get it yet because maybe God of War's around the corner, and you want to say, and you just want to save up for God of War, because obviously we know games these days is like they all cost like $54.99 and then they come out. So if you can only afford one, then you probably do want to just go with the franchise or like the game that you're most looking forward to. But this is one of those I believe. I wouldn't say it's an underrated classic, but it's definitely not the kind of game that I felt like a lot of people are going to buy, because I've got some friends who worked in game, and they said that when the game came out, nobody really didn't sell that well. Nobody even pre-ordered it, and I was like thinking, it's such a shame sometimes when I see great games like these here.
It's all about the combat system. I'm telling you, the first one was better. You know why? I'm telling you why. Because the first one, most of the cutscene was proper animation from Studio Ghibli. It was proper cartoon animation.
Okay.
Here they can't. They completely delete that part, and it doesn't exist any kind of animation in the game. It's just 3D. It's just 3D. Guys, for this reason, we're going to show you. We're definitely going to show you the first one. For you never played the first one. Compare everything. Why actually the game probably sold less than the first one. Yeah, we're going to compare.
And of course, guys, like for you who's watching, if you do actually want us to continue doing some of these Let's Plays here, comment below and let us know if you've got a particular game, an old school game, because believe it or not, despite we haven't done it yet, what we're planning to do is we're planning to start a new series called Forgotten Classics, which we will actually look deep into some of the old forgotten games that maybe you personally think that deserves attention, but because it doesn't sell very well, it's like, okay, I'm not forgotten. But yeah, if you've got any particular games that you want us to have a look at, feel free to comment below and give us your suggestions. No matter what game you suggest, I'm pretty sure we'll be able to find it, because we're just basically like what most of the people in the internet these days, we're just going to use emulation and try to find them. So if you do like us to do more of these, let us know. But as of right now, for Ni no Kuni 2, again, no need to sing its praises anymore. We literally just think it looks awesome and plays awesome. So if you were kind of somewhat interested in the game, give it a go. I personally think it's well worth the money, and I'm going to be picking up real soon. Tom already has, and it's I really told you, the guy's 40 hours in, and he's having a great time with it. And from what I've heard from this first part, I could definitely tell it's right up my alley. It's the combat, I wouldn't say it's similar to Xenoblade Chronicles 2, but
it's similar to Dragon Quest.
Yeah, it's very similar to Dragon Quest. But I think it plays very well. The characters are charming and likable. The story looks interesting, and yeah, I'm definitely on board with it. As for when we do a follow up with this, again, we'll probably have to see what the reception is like. If you guys want to see us keep going, we'll definitely do that. But the whole point of this first one was literally just to kind of give you a basic overview of what the game is actually like, and basically whether or not, if it's good, whether or not we think it's worth your attention.
Much as it pains
it's actually, yes, a critical part, I think.
Yeah, we even actually up to
It is terribly unfortunate, I concede, but your illustrious line ends here, today.
Like creepy novel.
There is nowhere to run. Come quietly, and you shall not suffer long.
I'll hold him off for as long as I can. Get out of here. Go, now.
But Nella...
Just go. You are the kingdom's last hope
literally
ever.
looked like
You cannot die here.
the little girl in the first game, actually. Yeah. Anyway, you see here, it's all graphic, it's all... yeah, that's the only probably animation you can actually see. But the first one,
it seemed like it was
that's just image, just picture. In the first one, you actually have a little cartoon, like you have a little super good movie, and then guys is standing.
But here it kind of use some basically just uses basically kind of just an illustration to show off.
Yeah. Just a few illustration. I don't know why, I don't know why. I don't want to think it's about money.
Hopefully it's not. I mean, it got a sequel, so it has to be.
They probably,
right?
yeah, exactly. I mean, they got a sequel, but guys, I really hope this Silence gonna go through, or even if it's not anymore Nino Kuni 3 or whatever, if they're gonna be, I hope they're gonna still have some collaboration. Even because I don't know if you read about that, but the level 5,
yeah.
They said basically, I read a few days ago news about basically they're gonna all the level 5 AAA game gonna came out in the future are only gonna be for the Switch.
You know what? I've actually
basically level 5 is gonna produce just.
Well, here's the thing.
That's interesting.
I know. Well, that is actually like kind of interesting because speaking about Nintendo Switch here, it's like because level 5 and Nintendo have a decent relationship. Like all of their Yokai Watch game has always been exclusively to Nintendo as well. But because obviously the console's been selling so well right now, yeah, I felt like a lot of third party is just.
I really think they're gonna wait the second edition of the Switch, so they're gonna probably just like go through on a more powerful console. Yeah, they're just waiting for that.
Like, you know, I could potentially see that, like, because obviously the Tiger chip that's actually in the Switch right now is a bit like it's going to be outdated real soon. So like if they, especially if they want to pull off obviously some more games that's a bit more graphically intense, yeah, they probably need a bit more horsepower. I'm not too sure how the general public is going to react to it because obviously it's so good.
There we go. I completely forgot about that. No one knows probably, but or a few people know about that because it came out for Europe, just only in Japan. But Nino Kuni, level 5, everything starts on DS. The first ever Nino Kuni came out for Nintendo DS, just in Japan. And after that, they started to produce. I don't understand why. Honestly, there's probably at that time didn't exist anyway. Really strong. Anyway, yeah, the first ever Nino Kuni was for DS.
Wow.
Was for Nintendo DS. Yeah, cool guys. I completely forgot about it. And the special feature of that game was actually you can make magic on the touch screen, like paint the room, like the ruin and the magic words and do spells. It was pretty incredible, guys. So yeah, level 5 really trusted me.
Yeah, like they have a good relationship with Nintendo anyway, so that doesn't surprise me. Okay, so
yeah, that's like the kind of boss mode.
Yeah.
The first few boss you're gonna engage in your first 10 hours of game, it's gonna be pretty easy, guys. So you expect nothing with the first 10, 15 hours.
That's actually quite good because this makes it like a very easy game, yeah. Like similar to Persona 5, where it's actually very easy to recommend to people because it's the mechanics are basically not like the difficulty. It's just right, yeah. I would say, like, even if you're not necessarily into JRPGs and you're considering like you want to give it a chance, I would say Nino Kuni 2 it's a great way to start off because as I've been, keep in mind, like I've been talking this whole entire time and I've been trying to play the game, and even then I didn't seem to be struggling that much. So yeah, if you're looking to get into JRPGs and you want to find a good, decent spot to start off with, yeah, Nino Kuni 2 is definitely a great way to start off. That or Persona 5, if you like, you know.
Persona 5, guys, we need like 20 hours specialist video for making a review about that game. It's just incredible. As you can see, that the art and the style of the anime is really different from the first one.
Yeah,
like more really.
Yeah, like this one, like it seems more like the kind of enemy that you want to fight. Like not something that is too cutesy that you literally feel sorry for. Like literally feel sorry for killing.
So you actually press right shoot button on the controller. You can, yeah, you can use your special skill that are really good. Have you seen that? Like,
I'm assuming I'm.
Anyway, guys, this is like the first look inside the game. We have not really explained properly the mechanics. There are so many things.
Yeah, there are so many.
We're just having a first look.
Yeah,
that's the first video. We're just showing that. Don't worry, guys. That's just to give you an idea of what you're going to choose.
like what you can expect, like from the first hour. So just pretty much reiterate from what we said at the very beginning, just to give you guys a basic overview of the first like half an hour to an hour of what it's like and everything like that. And you do like if you do want to see more, again, comment below and let us know.
That's the critical point, guys. That's the sets in the beginning of the game. Like the first one, you always have something set up. And I think after this we don't want to show more people, because obviously after that you're gonna
because he's played more of it than I have. So
after that you're gonna be catapulted inside an open world game. And yeah, guys, we're gonna show you that. We're gonna show you a little bit of what is the outside of the open world. And yeah, we're gonna see in another episode, probably gonna describe it.
Yeah, like so the next episode, once we start, if you do want to see like next one, we'll definitely like be happy to make one for you. But as of like right now, I don't want to show you too much, because at the end of the day, I don't want to be spoiling like too much for you. So this will be it for like this episode today. Yeah. So guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, consider subscribing and giving it a like. It really helps us out, and we truly appreciate that you guys took the time to actually click on the video and have a watch with us. Again, if you do want to see more of it, feel free to comment below. If you've got any suggestion for like retro style games that you personally want us to have a look at as well, you could comment below. Any games is possible, because like I said, we use emulations.
Come on guys, beautiful stuff, yeah, classic game, we like whatever, whichever console you like. Come up with the idea, guys.
Exactly, just let us know.
For you.
Alright, okay, cool. So this is 4K Downtime. Andy and Tom here signing off.
See you guys.
You see.